Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is your Friday night SmackDown post show for October 20th, 2023. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us right here on your Friday nights, wherever you may be. Guys, Friday Night SmackDown tonight. This is technically the first Friday Night SmackDown under new management in Nick Aldis. It actually sounds pretty nice saying that now that we have a new general manager of Friday Night SmackDown. Loff is not here today. I don't know why. Um, but because of that, we got our boy Nate here. Nate is never a second choice. Nate is always welcome here on the show because he wasn't an OG member of OTB, but
No,
he
no,
still thinks
I'm
he's
still
brand
new.
spanking new, even though he's
Yeah,
been here
I'm still
for
new.
quite some time. But
It's the,
Nate, how you feel, my man? How is your Friday? How was your week? And man, wasn't as long as mine because Jesus Christ, my week was long, and I still have stuff to do tomorrow and throughout the weekend because it
um,
it, it just doesn't stop over here. How you been?
uh, yeah. The week was long. It was kind of rough. On a personal level, it was kind of rough. But yeah, luckily I had wrestling there to help me out. Um, I'm going to SmackDown next week Friday here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so that's going to be lit.
There you go.
Um, Other than that, I enjoyed the show. The show was really, really good. I got to see my boy Cameron Grimes for the one time, to the moon.
To the
So
moon.
yeah, so I'm happy about that. Um, yeah, other than the work week and everything, yeah, everything's been good. So
There you go,
yeah,
bro. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So, guys, Friday Night SmackDown tonight. Really, technically, the first Friday Night SmackDown under the new management and Nick Aldis. Matches. Uh, we had matches that were confirmed uh for tonight from last week's show. On the SmackDown Lowdown, we got a match confirmed between Santos Escobar and Montez Ford that happened tonight. Really, really good stuff there. We obviously had the I still call it the SmackDown Women's Championship. That's basically what it still is. I don't really care. The WWE Women's Championship on the line tonight in the main event. Charlotte Flair challenging IYO SKY for the championship. Thank God Charlotte Flair did not win the championship tonight. She's going
yeah,
to win the championship eventually, but thank God it wasn't tonight. Um, I'm just sick and tired of all these championship matches that comes with the name of Charlotte Flair. She was trying to look for number 15, I believe the number was tonight, and that's what they were basically building the whole thing towards. Um, and Nate, when it comes down to Charlotte Flair, we all know Charlotte just has the Charlotte in the Bank contract. She comes back and she just gets these ultimate opportunities for the championship. Um, I'm glad she did not win the championship tonight, but I just still feel it coming, man. I mean, it's just gonna happen eventually. She's gonna win the championship, and it's gonna possibly be at the expense of IYO SKY, which she doesn't really deserve that. But at the end of the day, that's what it's all going to be about. Until we saw that return of Bianca Belair from the last moments of the night tonight.
yeah. Yeah, I was scared.
I was
I really,
terrified for when it was
yeah,
when it was announced basically as the main event of tonight's show. I was like, oh shit, yeah,
yeah.
no,
I'm like, yeah,
I'm
Charlotte is
scared
about to
for it
win.
now.
Yeah, I had the same reaction. As soon as they were like, "Yeah, Charlotte is fighting Io for the championship next week," and then you find out that it's the main event of tonight, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, Charlotte is about to win." Um,
Yeah,
Luckily, that didn't happen.
thank God.
Um, thank God. Yeah, exactly. Thank God. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Rejoice.
Yeah. Um, I was just very happy with all of that. So, Um, so yeah, I think it's absolutely great that Charlotte is not the champion, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure it's still going to happen eventually. I mean, she's going to be champion heading into WrestleMania. I can already feel that. Um, so that we can possibly be getting that Charlotte versus Bianca Belair match at WrestleMania. That's what I think it's all building towards, especially after what happened tonight in that final like few moments. I mean, it definitely could be that way, but we will definitely get there when we get there, and that is in Philly in April. So we'll figure that out when that time comes. But we had Logan Paul here tonight on the show as well, Nate, as Logan Paul after his fight with um Dylan. It was it Dylan Dennis?
Yeah.
Dylan, okay. He that fight wasn't even really a fight. He kicked Dylan's ass. And after the fight, he called out the United States champion in Rey Mysterio, and we got this confrontation tonight between Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio. And it is officially confirmed that we will be getting Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship at WWE Crown Jewel in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. How do you feel about that, man? I kind of saw that coming after everything that was going down. And how are you feeling if Logan Paul actually does beat Rey for the United States title? Because in my estimation, if SmackDown has both the Undisputed Universal Championship held hostage by Roman Reigns, and then Logan Paul wins the United States Championship, and we all know he's not uh, a full time competitor, what are these superstars going to be able to fight for? It's kind of like, what are we doing there? How do you feel about Logan Paul and the whole U.S. title situation?
Right. So excuse me. Um Obviously I don't like part timers. I never do. Um Especially like with them holding the championship, and I don't want Logan Paul to do that because like Logan Paul got other stuff going on, but if he does hold it, what can we do? We can only complain. We can't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
So like,
They're not gonna listen to
yeah,
us. They're
exactly.
gonna do what they do.
Yeah,
Um,
so whatever happens, happens. I guess. So,
I'm warming up to the idea of having Logan Paul as the United States champion because at some point, the guy was gonna be holding a championship. I mean, you can clearly see what they were doing with Logan Paul. They did everything under the sun to keep him relevant. And the last time I think we saw Logan Paul was SummerSlam when he beat Ricochet.
yeah,
And
yeah,
he's been out of WWE since then, training for the fight against Dylan, and things happened. He kicked Dylan's ass, and now he's back here with the WWE. He had the last championship match I believe he had was last year at Crown Jewel against Roman Reigns, and he did absolutely fantastic in that matchup. And then we get to this Crown Jewel where he's going after the United States Championship, and you can just clearly tell that WWE is most likely going to be pulling the trigger and giving the United States Championship to Logan Paul. But if he does win the United States Championship, I just beg WWE that now that the fight is over, keep him here. I mean, he's not going to be showing up every single SmackDown. I don't expect that out of Logan Paul. I never did. But if you're going to be having him hold a championship, you better damn put him on pay per views defending that thing
you're right.
and getting him into feuds for the title. Because, like I said, if both championships, both singles titles are gone from Friday night, these superstars are not going to have anything to fight for. And
Mm,
that's just simply not going to be good for the brand.
right.
So I'm just hoping if they do pull the trigger on Logan Paul winning the championship, they do something when it comes down to that. Because honestly, what people are trying to, you know, fantasy book right now is Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States title at WrestleMania. Which, if anything, that's going to be a great idea, but you got to get them there. And
Well,
they do have history from Money in the Bank. They definitely do. But you got to get there. And that's a 5-month title reign for Logan Paul.
kind of what I'm thinking about. So with Nick Aldis being the SmackDown general manager now, is kind of giving like an actual feel now to where each brand is doing their own thing.
Right.
Um, so maybe we get SmackDown versus Raw again at Survivor Series. I also saw a report that they're opening more seats at Survivor Series now.
And
Because
they said that tonight as well on commentary. They said
yeah,
that for Survivor
so
Series and for Crown Jewel, because
yeah,
both shows are sold
so
out.
they're planning something big. So with that, like I'm pretty sure it'll be brand versus brand again, and then I think the better match if they do brand versus brand again, instead of Gunther and Ray, I think it would be Logan and Gunther will probably be the better match.
I don't want them to do I don't want them to do the champion versus champion stuff. But
Oh, you don't want
if
that
that
part.
is the line of thinking that they are going to be doing, I mean, that could happen. I don't know if I would really I don't know if I would really want to see a Logan Paul versus Gunther match, because I mean, I feel like there's only one way to go about that, and that is having Gunther win. And I know Logan Paul fans would not want that, but I mean, come on, you're not going to have Gunther lose to Logan Paul. It, it's just the way that things were going to have to be going down about that. Now, when you're talking about the SmackDown versus Raw aspect of Survivor Series, I was thinking maybe, and I know I have to say this very carefully here because people are going to think that I don't like women's wrestling. Instead of possibly doing a women's War Games match this year, if you're going to do 2 War Games matches again, like you did last year, if they're doing a storyline one with the Bloodline, with Judgment Day, and all that kind of stuff versus the babyface team, imagine if they did a SmackDown versus Raw War Games for
Mm,
the second one. Now, I know that's technically kind of null and void as well, because there are going to be SmackDown and Raw competitors on the babyface side of things going up against the Judgment Day uh and the Bloodline, which is technically already SmackDown versus Raw aspects anyway, because Kevin's on SmackDown. It's probably going to be Kevin and Sammy being back on the same team again for War Games. Like, that already has a SmackDown versus Raw feel to it, but I don't know. It definitely feels like we're getting back into that SmackDown versus Raw mentality. It's just they got to figure out how they're going to be actually doing it for Survivor Series.
okay. Yeah.
So it's going to be very, very interesting, because November is a November is a crazy month for for pay-per-views in general across all brands. AEW has Full Gear. We have the Saudi Arabia show at the beginning of the month for Crown Jewel. Then there's also Survivor Series at the end of the month. So that's 3 pay-per-views right there. And I feel like there was another one, but but probably not. So we're going to be fine there. But that's 3 pay-per-views in the month of November alone. It's freaking crazy, bro. But either way, it's going to be a busy, busy month for November, and we're going to have to go through that ordeal. And then apparently, from what I know, there's going to be no pay-per-view in December for WWE. So we'll see
Yeah,
where
yeah,
things go.
the only pay-per-view, well, I don't know if
The
you
only
count
technically pay-per-view it
the
is Deadline, but
deadline. Yeah.
that's for NXT. So, um, which I'll be at. So that's gonna be great. But but yeah, that's it's gonna be very, very interesting. So, guys, we're gonna be talking about Friday Night SmackDown tonight in all of its glory. Uh, we're gonna be talking about that Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio confrontation, the main event for the women's championship, and much more right here on OTB. So hit the like button, turn on the bell for all notifications, subscribe to the channel, join the channel today, and be invited to the OTB Discord. We were going crazy in there again today. I don't know why. I was also a part of the craziness, so I can't really just, I can't completely put the blame on them. But it's a great community over there on the OTB Discord. So join the channel today. You get an automatic invite to the Discord. Just message me on Instagram or Twitter, and you are good to go. Speaking of the other social medias, follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Phillymat underscore. You guys can follow Nate at Nate the Great on basically everything. I feel it's almost everything
Yeah, yeah,
from what I
pretty
know.
much, except for TikTok. So
Yeah, well, yeah. So,
yeah,
it's Nate the Great for everything else, and then it's Nathan Coleman
6.
6. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I don't know if 6 is your backup page or the other one. So go follow Nate. Uh, get stuff over there. You got the random thoughts
Yeah, yeah,
episode
yeah.
2. You got the random thoughts, man. That's good. Um, yeah. So we'll talk about it. Let's go. Um, Also down in the links for the description, the WWE Shop affiliate link, all the merchandise for myself, Loft,
Merchandise.
and the OTB. I will definitely be getting. I'm gonna be getting a new order of. I'm gonna probably make something for the OTB stuff and order it for myself because now it's hoodie season, so I need my hoodies back. We gotta get the hoodies
Indeed.
back.
Indeed,
So
indeed.
we're good there. Oh, also, guys, I don't give a shit that I'm, self, advertising my shit. Go follow my dog on TikTok. Go
Yeah,
follow George.
George. Yeah,
Go follow
George
George.
is famous now.
Yeah, go follow
Yeah.
George. We tried to get into 100 followers tonight. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. Um, but we are trying to get him to 100 followers on the Tickety Talk tonight, or basically, or just basically anywhere. We are currently at 76. So if you guys want to go follow my dog on TikTok, go do that right now. He's got 4 videos out right now. They were doing pretty good, and then all of a sudden the fourth one, which I thought was pretty funny, um, TikTok just didn't want to do anything with it. But at the end of the day, go follow George on TikTok. It's all good. Trying to get him to 100 followers, and we will definitely uh, do some more stuff when it comes to my dog on TikTok. And the fake Jade Cargill is trying to send me the 3 waving emojis on TikTok for George. Th- This is a fake Jade Cargill account, and I know that for a fact because if it was the real Jade Cargill, she would not be having 294 followers. This is just a random Jade Cargill account, and I'm like, this is not truly Jade. Um, when I saw at Jade Cargill follow George, I was like, what the actual fuck? And then I looked at it, I was like, oh, you fan account. But but yeah. So go follow George. It's all good. You know, we'll get to 100 followers when we can. So go follow my dog on the TikTok. So that's it. Oh, thank you, SeatGeek, for being a part of our family. We love being a part of yours. Use a code OTB at checkout for $20 off your first purchase using SeatGeek. And yeah, thank you for being a part of our family. All right, let's do this thing. Nate, what did we start off with? We started off with the man, Paul Heyman. Heyman's out here. We are in San Antonio, Texas, by the way. San Antonio was a very, very good crowd tonight. Very, very good crowd. It was a sold out show tonight, which is good. Very good for Friday Night SmackDown. There was like over 15,000 people for a SmackDown. That's great. Absolutely insane. So, San Antonio, you did fantastic. Paul Heyman said that Jimmy Uso single handedly caused Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Roman Reigns will defend the Undisputed Universal Championship against LA Knight at WWE Crown Jewel. And LA Knight then came out, took the microphone from Heyman, and called out Roman. Reigns did not come out. And there's going to be a contract signing next week between Reigns and LA Knight on SmackDown to make the match official for Crown Jewel. This entire segment, I mean, obviously that's, that was just a brief, literally cliff notes about what happened. LA Knight completely completely went in on Paul Heyman, calling him everything by the book. He was making Paul Heyman get in and out of the ring, which was hilarious. And he's like, "Where are you going?" And he's like, "Well, you told me to leave." He's like, "I didn't tell you shit. Get the goddamn back in here." And I was like, "This is great TV." Paul Heyman and LA Knight, man, they absolutely killed it in the segment, man. I loved it all.
Yeah, I enjoy that too.
It's like I didn't
LA,
tell you anything. Get your ass back in here.
oh man,
How do you feel about the match happening at Crown Jewel, man, between LA Knight and Roman Reigns? Because I was in the camp, and from previous talks between you and I was in the camp of not having this match yet at Crown Jewel. I wanted to see the match between Roman and LA Knight, but I just didn't think it was going to be happening just yet, or I didn't want it to happen just yet because of the momentum that LA Knight's had. But I'm slowly getting I'm slowly getting used to the fact that it's happening. I think it's going to be a good thing.
yeah. With this match, uh, I really don't know how to feel about it. Um, Obviously we know that Roman is gonna win. There's no way that LA
Right.
is, yeah, is gonna
I
win.
legitimately see people thinking that LA Knight's winning. I'm
Yeah,
like, you're sorely mistaken, bro. I'm
yeah, no,
sorry.
he's not. Yeah, no, we know he's not. But it's still going to be a good match for the people in Saudi. Um, give LA Knight a shot, but the thing is that after you give him a shot, do you give him another shot after that? What they're going to do after
Right.
this match? Are they just doing it for show? They're going to build something else up. Like it's a whole bunch of different directions to where they could go, and I don't know where they're going to go with it. But
Yeah.
either way is good because LA Knight is that guy right now. So
Yeah. For sure.
might as well throw him up in there. And I'm glad that that last week when Cena announced that it was LA Knight, that he was like, "Hey," he said, "you got to earn your way." He said, "I'm not going to challenge you because I didn't earn my way," and this guy did. So, shout out to Cena for
Yeah.
throwing LA Knight out there. So. And also I get to see this contract signing next week in Milwaukee, so it's about to be
Yeah.
lit. Yeah,
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be a good thing for LA Knight with this whole thing. Um, Roman Reigns is gonna make LA Knight, and again, this is no pun intended. I said this in my video when I was talking about it. He's gonna make LA Knight look like a goddamn megastar out there. He's gonna make him look like $1,000,000, truthfully. And the thing is, when it comes down to LA Knight and Roman Reigns, it's going to be a good match. The near falls are going to be absolutely insane on the LA Knight side of things. Like LA Knight's near falls on Roman Reigns, dude, in that crowd, in that atmosphere, is going to be absolutely insane. So I think it's going to be a really, really good thing here. I mean, no, Roman Reigns is ultimately going to retain the title here, but I just think it's going to be a good thing for him, and at least you're putting him in a spot to, yes, he is going to be in the world championship picture now and potentially moving forward, because at the end of the day, at least WWE does see something in him. Otherwise, he would not be in the spot right now.
Right.
So, I mean, I do kind of feel like they kind of did things a little bit backwards though, because after this, he's probably going to go after the United States title again, which could kind of lead to the whole Logan Paul and LA Knight thing that people want for WrestleMania. But at the end of the day, Logan Paul or LA Knight rather deserves a championship, and whether that is going to be the US title or the undisputed title, it's going to look good around his waist, and he's going to do that championship prep. So either way, I think it's going to be really, really good stuff there. So we'll see where that all unfolds. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really good thing. When we see that contract signing next week, you know somebody's going to go through that table.
Yep. We discuss this all the time. Whenever it's a contract signing, somebody's going through a table.
Indeed. The first match saw Santos Escobar taking on Montez Ford. And guys, this was really good. I like this match for what it was. Joaquin Wild and Cruz del Toro were at the aid of Santos Escobar. I really did feel like that Legado del Fantasma feel again. It's just a goddamn LWO instead. Which, again, I don't know. But still, Legado del Fantasma, Nate. Come on now.
Yes,
You
sir.
know we love uh, LDF. Versus Montez Ford with Angelo Dawkins as his corner. This was good though. I really did feel like this match was really good, and Montez Ford got the win here. So W to Montez, but it was due to a roll up with the tights being held. So there you go.
Yeah. I enjoyed this match a lot. Just because it's like, two of my favorite wrestlers right now. Montez is that dude. I still want Santos to freaking turn on Ray. But that's, I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's gonna eventually happen. It's just that
Yeah,
we are in October right now, and the fact that I feel like they're gonna be trying to push that to WrestleMania, I think they're doing a slow burn for that, which I get, but it's gonna be
yeah,
kind of hard to, you know, wait for that long,
yeah. I'm ready for it now, Phil. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I think we all are, to be completely honest.
But yeah, everything about this match was fantastic. They gotta stop doing my guy Joaquin Wild like that, bro. This dude keep getting destroyed every single week.
Everybody is
Like,
getting
what is-
destroyed. Everybody. And I'm like, what did Joaquin Wild did Joaquin Wild sleep with somebody's grandma or something? Like, dude, what did he do? And Cruz.
Yeah, and Cruz, man. Both of them are getting destroyed every single week. They
I
don't
don't even
deserve it.
remember what Cruz del Toro's first name was. Because I know they changed his name to Cruz.
Yeah, it was
Joaquin Wild. Oh, Raul Mendoza. That
Raul
that was
Mendoza.
it. That was it. Um, I don't understand. How do you change Raul Mendoza to Cruz? It's whatever. But yeah, this was good here. Montez Ford picked up the W. After the match, Dawkins and Ford were beating down on Escobar until Carlito came back again for the third straight time. And he came down to the ring with a chair, and the Street Profits ran away. So Montez Ford won the match, and there you have it. Um, I mean, LWO stuff is written all over Carlito now, so I'm just guessing Carlito's a part of the LWO now. Um, so there you go. I mean, I feel like everybody's going to be a part of the LWO at this point. Most of these guys aren't even Latino. Walking Wild, I believe, is like Philippine, which
Hey,
I
if they,
which I don't think is a. I look. I'm not even gonna go there because if
hey,
I say something wrong,
if they look Hispanic, they're Hispanic. You know,
right?
they're the Hispanic bloodline. That's what they are.
Basically, yeah. Honestly, I just still called him Legado del Fantasma featuring Rey Mysterio.
I want them to come back so bad, man.
Like when Santos turns heel, it's gonna feel so goddamn good because then we will actually be able to get Legado back, and that's gonna be great because Santos to me is always a better heel. When he was what was the guy under the mask? Who was he under the mask? Something it was something Phantasma.
Legado del Fantasma.
Well, that was the
That
group name,
yeah, that's
but
the group. Um,
he was known as something Phantasma. It's gonna bother me. Um,
I can look it up. See.
Santos Escobar. El Hijo del Fantasma. That's
Uh,
right. Yeah. So I mean, he was known as that under the mask, and then he lost the mask, I believe, on an episode of NXT. Something around that, and then he had to take off the mask, and then he became Santos or something of that nature. But regardless, Legado del Fantasma needs to come back eventually, and I do feel that with this heel turn that is ultimately going to be leading towards, we'll be getting that. I just hope, and I want Zelina to still be a part of it. I think Zelina with Santos has been absolutely great so far, and I want that to continue because she was also a part of the LW. She's a part of the LWO now. She was a part of Legado before, and then Ray joined the group with everything. So continue to continue to be that. Just get it back to Legado del Fantasma, and I think everything will be all right in the end after this heel turn. So
yeah, yeah. Um, what- yeah.
Nate and I are both just ready for it to happen.
Yeah. I was just about to say like, I'm just ready. That's fine. Yeah,
It's
so,
all right. We'll get there eventually. It's just gonna take a little bit more time, and I know we don't want it to be a little bit more time, but that's just how we're gonna have
also,
to
is there
play.
is you probably know? Is there a backstory to why Carlito changed his theme song?
Oh, um, honestly, no, I don't know. I honestly don't even understand why they did that. It's probably because it was the CFO money theme,
Ah, okay.
and because
Wait,
CFO
no,
money don't work with the WWE anymore,
no,
they're
no,
getting
I
rid
don't
of all
think
those.
I don't think CFO made the theme song though. I think Jim Johnson made that theme song for
Well,
Carlito.
either way, since Jim Johnson doesn't work with the WWE
Ah,
anymore,
okay. Yeah, that
they
makes
can't.
sense.
They're trying to get rid of all those CFL money or Jim Johnson um themes that they have. Which I technically don't understand why, because we got Worlds Apart back, and that had to have been made by one of them,
You're right.
and that's Sami Zayn's theme. So I don't understand. Licensing for music is just got like it's I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. And that's why people were so shocked that Metalinka stayed with Edge, but then people finally figured out that Alter Bridge and Edge are like legitimately best friends. Alter Bridge gave the theme song to Adam Copeland. So he basically has the rights to the song.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
he was good for it. Like he called up Mark Tremonti and he said, do you mind if I still use it for this company? He's like, dude, just go ahead. Go for it. Continue using it. We love that you use it. And they're like, okay, cool.
All right.
And that's why we have it. I was actually so happy though that he came out to Metalingus though for AEW. I was like, oh, thank God they did. Thank God they did it. um, Backstage we saw Rey Mysterio with the LWO and Carlito. Zelina asked Rey Mysterio if he wanted them to come out there with him for the whole confrontation because, uh, well, it's Logan Paul and the LWO's family. He's like, Ray's like, nope, don't do it. Don't come out there with me. I'm gonna take care of this myself, and I'm gonna take care of business. So there you go. Um, I honestly thought that confrontation was gonna be a lot more, not a lot more than what it was, but I thought there was gonna be some physicality in there. That's probably gonna come, but it just didn't happen yet.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know why, but it seemed like that promo was like it seemed like it was long, and then it seemed like it was just like I don't know, kind of
It was
long.
awkward.
Yeah, yeah, it was like weird. I don't
It,
know why.
it it definitely felt awkward between the two, and I don't know
Yeah,
why. Like Logan Paul knows how to talk on the microphone.
yeah.
We
It
know
was a
this.
lot of like it was a lot like a lot of pauses in between
Yeah.
though, like that promo.
Yeah, I mean, we know how good Logan Paul is on the microphone. We have seen it before. And Rey Mysterio, I mean, Rey Mysterio is known more to me for his in-ring ability, but Rey Mysterio is not that bad of a promo either.
Right.
I'm not trying to say that he's a bad promo or anything like that, but we know him more for his in-ring stuff, and that's not bad. That's just what he is. But it did feel awkward with those two, and I feel like they're going to be able to clean that up. But at the end of the day, as long as they have a good match at Crown Jewel, that's all that's gonna matter to
Yeah.
me. Um, eh, if somebody clips that part where I was like, he's not that good of a promo or whatever, he is. Rey Mysterio's a fine promo. We just don't. People don't say, "Oh yeah, do you remember that Rey Mysterio promo?" I don't really know that much about that. Um, he's fine, but yeah, this promo did feel a little bit weird or awkward, but we'll get there when we get there. They had a pre-tape segment with the Brawling Brutes attacking Pretty Deadly at a spa. Freaking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, bro, they're just getting pedicures, and then all of a sudden you just see freaking Butch and Rich Holland just grab their shoulders. I'm like, bro,
Freaking hilarious. Um, yes, boys.
yes, boy.
Oh, I love Pretty Deadly. Not many people do, but I do.
Yeah,
Um,
I do too.
in the back, Jimmy Uso told Paul Heyman that he cost Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes the tag team title, and he's like, I know. I kind of just talked about it. And he's like, oh, okay. And he just left. And I was like, what the? Wh- okay. Like, I don't understand Jimmy right now. A lot of people say to me that they're way more interested in what Jimmy is doing right now than what Jay is doing right now. And I understand it to a point because Jimmy Uso is just some sort of like, he's not a stray dog anymore because he is trying to get back into the bloodline and everything like that, but he's just unhinged. I get why people are more interested in Jimmy, but I like what both of them are doing right now.
Jimmy made me laugh so hard tonight. it was because like he's talking football terms, and I don't know what he's saying, but I know what he's saying. He just came
Yeah,
up.
yeah, no, like He's trying to make these football terms make sense, and I know what he's talking about, but he's not using them in the right context. So I'm like, "No, that's not what you're doing." I'm like, "I know what you're trying to say, but you're not saying it right."
Straight bullet pass. Touchdown, bloodline.
I'm like, "Sure, Jimmy. Sure. Just do whatever you need to do."
Paul didn't even say nothing. He was just pointing at the screen like, bro,
He's
shut
like,
up and
"I
shut
just
up.
said it. I just said what you s." Okay. And then he's trying to dap up Solo, and Solo's like, "Fuck you,"
Yeah,
basically, and he's
Solo
just
left him
standing
hanging
there
again.
all
That was
menacingly.
hilarious. Yeah, he left him hanging again. That was funny.
And I was and I feared for I didn't fear for my life. Sorry, Tony Khan. Um, that was uncalled for. That was totally uncalled for. But regardless, I was fearing that he was gonna dap himself up again, and he didn't. Thank God. And I was like, if he daps himself up again because of uh, Jimmy Uso's just Jimmy Uso. That's basically what it all comes down to. He's Jimmy Uso. He's gonna be Jimmy Uso, and that's just what he is. And then we got to a sad part of the evening until it turned happy because god damn it, John Cena almost got me.
Yeah, he almost called me too. I'm like, wait a minute now.
And I was like, Cena, no, you don't get to do that. First, Sting is retiring in 5 months, and now you say you're retiring? No, you don't get to do that. And then he was like, fuck it, I'm not doing it. I got this. I believe in myself. I believe in you guys. I believe in this, that, the other thing. And I was like, okay, good, thank God.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like 2,002 days without a win.
That
That's
is freaking
wild.
insane.
That's crazy. I thought the Miz was bad. My God.
So in the ring, John Cena said that he has been 2,002 days since he's won a televised singles match. And that's legitimately insane to even think about. And that happened in 2018. It's time to turn that around, and whoever comes through that curtain is going to get smoked. Hearing Cena say that sentence to me, I don't know why that just caught me off guard so quick. Maybe it's because of the group chat that we're both associated with, because people just say that shit all the time in there.
Yeah.
I don't know why it just caught me off guard when Cena said it, but it did. Solo Sikoa came out there. Cena and Solo, they had a little bit of a back and forth. Jimmy Uso then came into the ring and super kicked Cena. You can clearly tell that Jimmy super kicked Cena's hand because he got up that hand real quick, and you saw that. I don't blame Cena, okay? I don't blame him. He's got a movie coming up soon, okay? Um, he doesn't. I don't think the actor strike is still going on, but the writers are going, so they're good. Um, that's initially what I thought he was coming out there to say. I legitimately thought for whatever reason that the actor strike was over, and I thought he was gonna be leaving, and now it's his farewell thing. That's what I thought, and all of a sudden it turned out to be a record thing. The streak of 2002 days. And I was like, don't retire. Don't do this. And then it turned into what it was. But yeah, I thought he was going back to Hollywood. That's what I thought he was talking about. Um, so they did the thing. A man in a ski mask and a hoodie attacked Jimmy And then it turned out to be the reveal of Jey Uso. And Nate, I have to say this because it's nitpicking, and I know, but still, Jey Uso broke his promise. Jey Uso broke it.
I'm trying to remember what did he officially break? Like what did he break again?
He said he was out of SmackDown. He's
Oh
out of the
yeah,
bloodline. He's out of SmackDown. He's out of WWE. He's obviously not out of WWE because he's here. But he showed up to SmackDown. This brand split don't mean shit.
like SmackDown, the Bloodline, I'm on the WWE.
Came back to
This
WWE in like 3 weeks to Monday Night Raw, and then he showed up to SmackDown tonight. And then he got fined $10,000 for it.
That's crazy.
So, so Jey Uso attacked Jimmy. They brawled. Security came out to separate the two. Cena ducked a Samoan spike and gave him an attitude adjustment, and that was basically the segment. Um, I'm definitely seeing a Solo Sikoa versus John Cena match down the line. I'm thinking it could happen at the Royal Rumble. That's probably where I'm gonna go with that. Other than that, I thought this was a pretty fine segment, and we'll see how Cena breaks that 2002 day record of him not being able to win on TV.
Oh, man.
Like how like what are they gonna do for that? Like
Yeah, I don't know because like as soon as he said, "Oh, I haven't had a match with where I won on TV in like 2002 days," and I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna feed him to like freaking Cameron Grimes or like uh somebody that haven't been used on the roster lately." I'm like, "Oh, that's an easy dub for John Cena," but I don't know. So Solo maybe, but at the same time, Solo needs dubs too because Solo haven't really did anything really.
yeah, well that's why I'm thinking we're probably gonna get Solo and Cena at the Royal Rumble, but that's not until January. So they gotta do this whole breaking of Cena's streak thing before then.
Yeah,
They gotta make Cena and Solo look strong heading into the Rumble when that day ultimately comes in January. So I mean, we'll see what happens, but they gotta figure out what they gotta do
right. Yeah,
to get Cena out of that. Because I didn't even think that. And then I was like, but I mean, I guess it's not technically televised, but Cena did win a match at Fastlane.
yeah,
I mean, it was a
yeah,
tag team match, but it was obviously it wasn't singles, which is basically what they're talking about here.
yeah,
So I'm like, he did win a match. I was like, what? He didn't win a match. I was like, wait, what?
yeah. He didn't win a singles match
But
in
then I was thinking, I was like,
2002.
oh, he's probably meaning singles. But that's 5 years, bro. Like, I didn't expect that to be 5 years.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to be five because he said 2002, and I was like, "Oh," I said that must be like the last time he held a championship or something. He was like, "No, that's the last
Right.
time I won a match," and I was like, "What? Whoa, what?" I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy." I'm like, "It's been that long?"
So I was like, okay, well, shit. Um, they had a pre-tape segment for Alba Fire and Island Dawn. I honestly didn't even see this.
Yeah, it was
I,
it was quick. It was like a quick 3 second like video, and then it cut off.
like, I legitimately didn't even see that. So I was like, okay. Then we saw a backstage segment with Adam Pierce and Nick Aldis, for Jey Uso coming over to Monday Night Raw, or for or for coming on to Friday Night SmackDown. Aldis said, "I'm only responsible for what happens here on Friday Night SmackDown, and due to that, Jey Uso, you earned yourself a $10,000 fine." Then Adam Pearce is like, "Well, if you're gonna fine him, you might as well fine Jimmy too, right? I mean, fair is fair." He's like, "You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do: escort him out of the building." No, it's like, shit. Okay. He's like, "Are you really escorting him out of the building? I'll do it. Like, we'll just leave together." And he's like, "You know what? Fair is fair. Escort both of them out of the building." I was like, "What the
Yo, Nick was going crazy tonight. I'm like, oh my god.
And then Adam Pearce is like, "All right, let the games begin." And I was
As soon
like,
as he said, I was like, I said we're about to get SmackDown versus Raw at Survivor
I'm like,
Series.
"SmackDown versus Raw."
Like, thank God. Well, it's about to be lit. Bro,
If we
imagine
don't
if we
see
start getting, bro,
SmackDown versus Raw 2024 in stores by April, I'm not buying the game.
bro, imagine if we start getting invasions and stuff leading up to the Survivor Series again.
Dude, those invasions for SmackDown and Raw during the Survivor Series build, bro, were the best.
Oh my god, bro, it's gonna be lit.
Because the brand split don't matter anyway, so just come on over.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just have random people just pop up out of nowhere.
So, yeah, he's in, you know what? Fuck it. Both of you are out of the building. And then Corey Graves is like, "I like it. Like, I like it. I like the chaos. I like this." And he's like, "That's exactly what I said. I like it too." So then we got the segment with Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio. And like we said earlier, that this felt very awkward between the two. But it definitely didn't, I mean, it just felt weird doing all of this. So Logan Paul said he's already beaten Rey Mysterio before. Rey came out. He told Logan that he reminded him of his son. "Have an incredible career ahead of you, but you have a big mouth just like my son Dominic. You need humbling, and I won't hesitate to whoop your ass. So, Logan Paul, if you need this United States Championship so badly, I'll give you an opportunity at Crown Jewel." So it'll be Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the US title at Crown Jewel. And then they shook hands, reluctantly shook hands. And Logan Paul continued to look back at Rey Mysterio to see if Rey would drop kick him through the ropes or something like that. Didn't happen. They shook hands. Logan Paul left the ring, and that was it. It seems like a very simple kind of confrontation that they had, but really, it didn't feel like that.
Yeah. Like I said, it was something off. I don't know what it was, but it was something weird about that promo.
Like, from what I just read there, everybody would probably think, all right, well, that was just an easy confrontation. It just felt awkward. If you watch the segment back, you'll know exactly what we talk about or what we're
Yeah.
talking about with it being
Yeah.
awkward or it being off. So hopefully they'll be able to clean that up together. But like I said, the in-ring stuff, that's what matters the most. And if they have a great match, that's all that we're going to be caring about at the end of the day. So then we had A-Town Down Under and
Yeah.
Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I don't understand why we don't have legitimate tag team names for these guys anymore. Like, the main event Nightmares was perfect for Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
A-Town Down Under fits perfectly with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Name the teams that. Y'all can get the trademarks for that shit. You just have to pay my royalties. Y'all just have to give me money because I'm legitimately giving you guys great names out here.
We're gonna give my man Phil the funds.
I mean, you guys watch the podcast anyway, so you might as well just give me the royalties. Because nobody called them the main event nightmares. I didn't see anything on TikTok. I didn't see anything on social media. I was saying the main event nightmares. So give that shit to me. A-Town Down Under, though, I did see a lot of people say that on social media. So technically that's not me, but I would like the royalties anyway. So please give it to me. And A-Town Down Under won the match, which kind of sucked because Dragon Lee just got called up to the main roster and he lost. But I mean, he beat Austin Theory on last week's show, so he's not like losing all the time. But um, I'm just loving Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, bro. I think this tag team has so much potential.
Yeah, I like them a lot too. They got a lot of charisma. I want to see them. I want to see them battle for the tag team title soon.
I would love
Uh,
that. Yes.
that would be fantastic. I don't know, like I said, something about their tag team that I like a lot, and they seem to fit very well together. So, and I like to see more of that. So yeah,
Yeah. Austin Theory hitting an A-Town down on Cameron Grimes for the win. Um, I'm sorry, Nate, but out of everybody that was going to be, getting the pinfall here, it was most likely going to be Cameron Grimes because
yeah,
Dragon Lee just got called up, and I didn't really see Grayson Waller and Austin Theory losing here. So it just seemed like Cameron Grimes was just going to be the fall guy there.
right, yeah.
I'm just happy he's at least back on TV in some shape and form.
Yeah, man. I miss my guy, bro. Cheetah Bone, So
Right.
they cut his entrance short because of Dragon Lee, but it's all good. At
Yeah.
least he's on TV. He's still stumping out folks, kicking folks and stuff. So
Freaking love that cave in, bro. The cave in is so goddamn good. I
yeah,
love it.
he
Um,
hit somebody with a knee, and it almost took me out during the match.
yeah, that knee was nasty.
That knee was so nasty. I'm like, oh my god.
Freaking loved him, man. I mean, he's a great in-ring performer. I mean, even his stuff even before he came to the WWE, when he was Trevor Lee, bro,
Yeah,
he's fantastic. He's a great
yeah,
in-ring performer. They're just not using him to the best of what they have him for.
yeah. Like even in NXT, in his
Oh,
like
he was great in
beginning,
NXT.
yeah, in his beginning days of NXT, he was still getting like work put in, but it wasn't
Yeah.
as much. But he grew to,
The
what he was
the LA
supposed to be.
Knight feud for that $1 million championship, that's what really put him on the map for me.
Yeah, because
In
that,
NXT, that is.
yeah, because that, and then once he, changed his gimmick up to the to the moon thing, then
Yeah,
that really took over.
right.
So
Yeah, that LA Knight $1 million championship thing with DiBiase, that's what really put him on the map for me in
yeah,
NXT, and then the whole thing with the To the Moon stuff. So,
yeah,
um, but yeah, I mean Trevor Lee, uh, Cameron Grimes, whatever you really want to do with him, he's great. You just gotta find him in those certain spots and positions to get him there.
right,
So earlier in the day, Kathy Kelly interviewed the new SmackDown superstar and Kevin Owens. I don't think we actually talked about it, you and I here, Nate. How do you feel about Kevin Owens being the one for the trade? A lot of people and their mother thought it was going to be Cody. But then we kind of figured out the reason why. It wasn't Cody. So it was Kevin Owens to go to Friday Night SmackDown, and now we have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. no longer on the same show. Their tag team is no more. How do you feel about Kevin being the one that was the compensation for Jay?
I kind of thought it was going to be Cody too,
Yeah,
because obviously it makes sense. He had to finish the story, but I'm actually cool with Kevin Owens coming back over to the Blue Brand.
same.
A whole bunch of new faces on SmackDown to where he could throw down. He even said in there that he never had a match with Rey Mysterio, which I thought about it, and that which is crazy to think about.
I would
Um,
love to see it too.
yeah, I
Imagine
love to
that
see
match. That
that.
would be so good.
There's a whole bunch of other people that I would love to see Kevin Owens fight on SmackDown. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with Kevin Owens. So
And
yeah,
the thing is, man, like they didn't break up the 10 team of Sammy and KO like we normally would have seen, like with a heel turn or anything like that.
right,
Like the thing is, when it comes down to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, eventually they're gonna find each other's way. Like they're gonna find a way back to each other again. Their stories are completely so parallel with each other that they're going to be able to find each other again. It's gonna be
right,
good. So at the end of the day, they're all gonna be perfectly fine. And then if we ever do get another rivalry between those two, it's gonna be more meaningful because they've been away from each other for a little while. It's gonna be good, and I can't wait to see what they do. Plus, Sami Zayn being on his own, I want Sami Zayn to be on his own because I feel like Sami Zayn, at this stage of his career right now, with how popular he really is, he can get to that singles championship once again. Whether that's the Intercontinental Championship or whether he actually does possibly want to go for a world championship, like he said in his promo on Monday, I can see him be way more of a world champion over on the Monday Night Raw side of things than when he was facing Roman for the undisputed title on SmackDown. And that's nothing against Sami Zayn of what he was doing back in February, I believe, at the Elimination Chamber. But from what we were seeing at that time, back in February, at the Elimination Chamber in Montreal, we saw the writing on on the wall when it came down to Roman Reigns.
right.
So Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn, give that shit to me. I would love that. Gunther versus Sami Zayn, imagine
Yeah, that
it. Like
would
it's a
that would
no
be cool.
brainer. I love it. So we'll see where things go. Last year, Nate,
Yes,
was
sir.
Sami Zayn being a part of the Bloodline, being the honorary use. Now for this year in 2024, can he get that singles championship that he has been craving for on the main roster, the world championship on the main roster? I feel like that's going to be his story now. And I think that's going to be a great story to tell.
Yes, and um, I feel like Sammy is one of those dudes that works extremely hard and he deserves everything that comes to him. I would love to see him fight for a world title. Um, I would definitely love to see him fight for the IC title again against Walter Gunther.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. I don't know.
Like if
I
Sami
feel
Zayn were the one to be Gunther, I would not be upset at all.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like if they don't pull the trigger on Drew or anything with Seth Rollins, Sammy should be the one to beat Seth Rollins for that. Um,
I would like that.
at least I think so. I thought they were going to pull the trigger on Shinsuke, but apparently not. Um, Drew is obviously the next big one up.
Yeah.
If they don't pull the trigger on Drew, then who do you have left? Probably Sammy. Um, I don't know who else you have left for that. So
Right. Drew to me has way more of a shot at winning the championship now than within this World Heavyweight Championship reign of Seth Rollins. Throughout Seth Rollins' reign, and again, I am not trying to discredit Seth Rollins. I'm not trying to discredit his reign. It's just what he's been presented as. And I have to say that every time, Nate, because you know how things can get taken out.
Right.
With the thing, with the way that Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight Championship reign has been presented, not many of the actual challengers feel like they were going to be the one to defeat Seth. Finn Balor, throughout both of his championship opportunities, many people wanted him to beat Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship. They just didn't capitalize on it. Both Shinsuke defenses. Many people wanted Shinsuke to beat Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Again, WWE didn't pull the trigger. Drew McIntyre. People want to see him beat Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. I don't. I still see Seth Rollins retaining this championship, but Drew McIntyre has way more of a shot than any of the other people did throughout this reign. And I feel like it's going to be a great match regardless of Crown Jewel. And if this whole thing happens with Drew McIntyre turning heel, which I feel like this is what it's all leading towards, it's going to be a great thing.
Right.
But I still think Seth Rollins is going to hold this championship until WrestleMania, which I feel like at that point in time, people are going to be sick of Seth. Well, not sick of Seth to the point where it's like, all right. I mean, sick of Seth in terms of like, all right, we need to have him lose his championship already. Because
I
people
guess,
love Seth.
or he could lose around Elimination Chamber too.
That can happen. That can happen. I don't like. Because I just feel like if we're going to be getting whoever wins the Royal Rumble, I feel is going to be challenging Seth.
And then I just realized something too. Damian Priest still has that briefcase, so
But
he could. Yeah,
he
but
could
I don't.
cash in. But I feel like
Yeah,
I don't know why, but I feel like Damian Priest's cash in is just going to be a fail. I feel like he's going to fail his cash in. I wouldn't want that, but I just feel like it's going to be unsuccessful.
Yeah.
And that would be terrible. Because I like Damian. Not many people like Damian, but I actually like Damian.
Yeah, I like Damian too.
Not many people like Damian. And I mean, I kind of understand why to some extent. But I mean, I like him. I think he's great. But I want Gunther to win the Rumble. Honestly, I need Gunther to win the Rumble because I basically put all my chips in this year for that. And no, I know a lot of people are saying, wow, so you're not picking Cody? No, Cody's for the chamber. If it's going to be Gunther, I would want it to be Gunther versus Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship. Because Gunther can defeat Seth and be a dominant world champion. And there you go. Seth Rollins could have his few months off after the back injury, and you're good to go. But like we said earlier on in the show, Nate, WWE doesn't book for us.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going to be saying all this great shit, right? And it don't happen.
Yep. We could be producing the best matches in our mind and let that happen.
And it don't happen. So, look, WWE has their plans, right? And we're just going to have to be sitting there watching it all unfold. And who knows what can actually happen down the line. Because it's October now, but it's going to be April before we know it. And it's like, shit. We got to get things in gear.
Right.
Speaking of things getting in gear, I honestly thought I had to get things in gear when it came down to a new champion. Because I honestly thought that we were going to get a new champion tonight in our main event. I legitimately thought Charlotte Flair was going to win the championship tonight. But thank God he didn't. She didn't. Sorry. But the match was good. I thought the match was very good between IYO SKY and Charlotte Flair. Um, Io retained the championship here tonight. Um, when the referee was distracted, Sky had the belt around her waist, and Charlotte went for a spear, and she basically speared her head into the championship. And it was because of that, IYO SKY pinned Charlotte and got the win. So she used nefarious means to win the championship or to retain the title, but I was just glad that she retained the title.
Oh man, yeah. With Charlotte, like like we said at the beginning, we were both scared.
Oh,
Like
a little scared is kind of an understatement, but yes, I understand what you mean.
yeah, like with Charlotte, I understand that they want to make her like a 17-time champion. You know, break
You know
break
she's
her
going to
titles,
be. She's gonna
win the
be
title
she's gonna
eventually.
beat her father. It's inevitable.
But like, she didn't really don't need it. Like, I,
Need it.
yeah, she really don't need that. Like the fact that she comes back every single time and then automatically gets a title shot pisses me off.
Cashes in the Charlotte in the Bank contract.
Yeah,
But I mean, I like the finish of this match though here, Nate, because Kai got on the ring apron and basically handed the belt to Io. Um, and while the referee was distracted by Dakota Kai, but the spear that Charlotte was going to be going to hit on IYO SKY, IYO SKY had the belt around her waist, so she speared the belt instead, which led to the pinfall. So she basically speared herself into a championship belt, and that's how she knocked herself the fuck out. And he retained the championship. I'm like, look, I don't care how she retained the championship. As long as she retained the title tonight, that's all that mattered to me.
a win is a win.
A win is a win. Is a win is a win. So there. And now we're probably gonna get some other sort of god dang segment next week saying, do you see what they just did? And then we're probably gonna get another title shot. So we'll see. I honestly thought that with Bianca Belair showing up, I thought we were gonna get another triple threat, bro. Seriously. I thought we were. And it probably still can happen. IYO SKY, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, so I think something is gonna happen next week, hopefully. Um, just because like they only got I don't know it. We'll see how long Crown Jewel is, but they only have one women's match set up on the card, and that's that Fatal 5-Way match.
Right.
Um, maybe they throw in another one, like, hey, you know what? Let's throw in another one, 4-way ladder match or something crazy like that. But I don't know. I really don't know. You
Yeah,
just have to wait and see.
there's gonna be something. So I mean, oh, I guess we're gonna have to find out. But Bianca Belair came to the defense of Charlotte Flair. It's so weird seeing Charlotte Flair having to be saved by somebody. Um, she got saved by Bianca Belair basically on a 3-on-1 attack. Many people thought that EOS that Kyrie was gonna show up for whatever reason tonight. But I was like, guys, this is Bianca Belair. This is Bianca
And
Belair's comeback. So Bianca came back. she's buddy buddy with Charlotte, but she came back with some sort of like a new look when it came to her hair. She still has the ponytail and everything, but it looks a little bit different. And I feel like we're gonna get a heel turn coming on soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
A lot of people were thinking Jade too, and I'm like, bro, come on, man. I'm like, they. I said, for one, I said I still don't think WWE has anything planned for Jade. They're just showing her on different shows just to,
Oh, they have stuff planned. They just gotta get her ready for those
yeah,
plans.
because like they're showing her on different shows, just like giving,
Which is smart, by the way. It's
yeah,
smart that she's
yeah,
going on all these shows because at least we're keeping her in our minds, and we're at least still talking about her. It's smart.
yeah. So a lot of people were thinking Jade, and I was like, nah, I'm feeling that it's
They
probably
like,
gonna be Bianca
they
or
gotta get
something.
her ready for the plans that they have for her because trust me, they have plans for her. And, you know, they're just keeping her in our minds. That's all. And that's good. That's good that we're keeping her in our minds and everything like that. But man, she ain't ready for what the plans that they have for her are, man. Dude, all eyes are on her.
Right,
All eyes are on Jade Cargill. If she does not perform in the way that many people are expecting her to perform at, I'm not saying it's going to be an absolute bust, but guys, all eyes are on her. So hopefully she can excel to what many people think that she has to be at. It's going to be very interesting though, because I can't wait to see what they do with her. It's just only a matter of time before we actually try to figure that out.
right.
Because, dude, I saw this TikTok the other day, and I don't understand why this made so much more sense to me. The first opponent I wanted Jade Cargill to face was Becky Lynch. I thought if Jade Cargill was going to be a part of the breakout tournament, which I still think would have been a great idea, but um, if Jade Cargill was going to be going in the breakout tournament to basically win the tournament as a whole, the winner of the tournament gets a women's championship opportunity. From what I know, who did Cody face in his first match back in WWE?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, Becky's husband. And Jade Cargill was a student at the Nightmare Factory.
Mm,
Parallels are so like it 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 clicks, man. It clicks. It's almost like the exact same kind of story there, right? Jade
right.
Cargill came from AEW to the WWE and is going after the person that is basically almost like the standard bearer of both the men's and the women's divisions separately. Um, Cody Rhodes went after Seth Rollins. Jade Cargill could go after Becky Lynch. It's a picture perfect thing right there. And it made so much more sense when they said it in that way. And I was like, I hope they do that. And then when they did the face to face with her and Becky, I was like, make it happen. It's right there.
Right.
But I don't know if they're going to do that because they also did a face to face with Charlotte. And then they didn't do a face to face with Rhea as far as I'm aware of. But they did a face to face with somebody right there. So they were doing things, and I, I, I have Loft's Twitch stream on my phone here, and he just tweeted, and he just commented W here, so he sees us. What's going on, buddy? Um,
Wow.
but yeah, I just thought it made a lot more sense that way. And then if you were going to be doing Cena, not Cena, Jesus. Well, fact that Cody and Jay Cargill teamed, right, in her AEW debut against goddamn Shaq, it wouldn't surprise me if Cena did anything with her. But I was just saying the paths are so similar with Jay Cargill and Cody Rhodes. They could have done something like that, you know.
All right.
Ugh, I don't know what they're gonna be doing with Jade Cargill, but god damn it, they'll figure it out. um, but yeah, Bianca Belair, it's gonna be great. We'll see where things go when it comes to her. Hopefully, she does turn heel because god damn it, Nate, she needs it, and we'll see. There you go. What was I gonna say? I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, wait, well, yeah, that's it. That's all we have. Um, I thought I legitimately had another like piece of like information when it came down to this weekend's like videos or anything like that, but as far as I'm aware of, unless something major happens, uh, the next video will probably be for Monday. Um, so do you have anything going on in your end when it comes to content creation or what have you, or is that really much it? Because if not, we can honestly get the hell out of here.
No, I just throw out content whenever I please. So
There you
yeah,
go.
that's pretty much it.
There you go, bro. Um, yeah. So, like I said, if anything major happens, you'll be seeing an OTB extra here on the channel this weekend. But if not, um, I'll see you guys from Monday for the Monday Night Raw post show. I'm not actually like all too upset about doing Raw post shows nowadays because Raw has actually been pretty decent. The only thing that's not decent about the show is that it's 3 hours. Um, but that I can't change. I wish I could, but I can't.
I wish too because lost sometimes hop in my live streams. Within the first hour, I'm like dead tired. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
and I'm like, bro, come on, man. I'm like dead tired. I'm bored. I'm like, oh my god, I need to go to sleep, and I know I can't, but
Right.
I'm doing that.
Oh man, like even if they just did the 9 to 11 spot,
Yeah,
even if
like
they
just
just
had
did that, man, like if they went
yeah,
back to
just
that,
had 2 hours. I'll be fine with it.
if they,
It's three.
well, I don't think they would ever do 8 to 10, but if they even just went back to the 9 to 10 spot, I think they would have been fine. But or 9 to 11 spot, not 9 to 10. Imagine if Raw was only an hour, that would be wild. But but yeah, if they just went from the 9 to 11 spot, I would have been fine with it. But uh, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But apparently, Monday Night Raw might not even be Monday Night Raw anymore if the whole TV deals things still come about. God damn it. I hope Monday Night Raw stays because that would be terrible. Imagine Tuesday Night Raw. That would be terrible.
Tuesday night Raw,
Or
Thursday night
Thursday Night Raw.
Thursday night NXT, Tuesday night Raw, Wednesday night SmackDown.
And oh my god. And then a SmackDown and AEW went at it. Oh my god, bro. You would never hear the freaking end of it when it came down to tribalism. Oh my god.
Sunday night main event. Oh my
I can't.
god.
I can't. I legitimately can't. I know SmackDown's moving to the USA Network and is most likely going to be changing to a different night, which I do believe is actually going to be Tuesday. But I don't know if you caught what Loff and I did this past weekend. Um, with like us talking about news stories and everything like that. And we talked about the TV rights deals. Um, but yeah, I mean, dude, I talked about what I think the actual schedule is gonna be heading into 2024, bro, and not many people like it. you you want to hear what I said though, because I think it's actually probably going to be what most likely happens if everything does kind of go down
uh
the way I said it.
yeah,
Um,
sure.
so I said
Um,
Monday Night Raw stays on Monday because it
okay.
has to stay Monday Night Raw because Monday Night Raw has been a thing since like what 1993. It's gotta stay Monday Night Raw. I do predict that SmackDown's going to be moving to Tuesday night. I do in 2024. SmackDown's already moving to the I said it again. I said that on the stream too. I said the United States of America Network. It's not. It's the USA Network. I don't
It's
know
the
why
same
I
thing.
keep saying that.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. I know that. But it's not called the United States of America Network. It's called the USA Network. I do predict that SmackDown's moving to Tuesday. I do. But then Nate, you're probably asking, all right, well, what's happening with NXT? We're moving it back to Wednesday nights.
Mm,
I think WWE did everything when it came down to that whole, Tuesday with the main event, like the main roster and everything like that, to move NXT back to Wednesday nights, and we'd be getting NXT versus AEW week to week again.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all.
So it would be Monday Night Raw, Tuesday SmackDown, Wednesday's NXT. That would leave Thursday and Friday and Saturday or Sunday to do basically all their live events or PLEs, and then we're just back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Because then at the end of the day, it's a lot less stress on the talent because you're just going through the first 3 days of the week, and it's a lot less strenuous on the crew because it's not like they have a Raw crew, a SmackDown crew, and an NXT crew. It's all basically one and the same. So if you're going to be just doing the first 3 days of the week, it's a lot less strenuous, and all you have to do is just go through those 3 days, and then the rest of the week, you're basically going to have off. For the crew, at least. And then things can happen. So I do think it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday moving forward for 2024 and beyond. It can happen. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but that's what I feel like could. And it could probably be a lot less strenuous for us.
Yeah, I was about to say 3 straight days, and then I get to chill. Like, yeah,
Unless we want to do like the Saturday collision shows or whatever. But hey,
yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, that would be great. And then if I can, we can do like extras or whatever for like the Tuesday, Thursday if we ever wanted to. But hey, that'd be cool.
yeah.
So hopefully that kind of works out because now I kind of want it. But
like I like that. I like that idea. Schedule that you had there, Phil.
hopefully, well, see, here's the thing: if I worked for a TV rights deal in WWE, I would pitch that shit because that would be great. But knowing WWE, Monday Night Raw is going to be on Thursdays, so it's going to be Thursday Raw, and we're not even going to have it be red anymore. It's probably going to be like
Green.
Ukraine. And then SmackDown's going to be moving to Mondays, and it's going to be like freaking turquoise. So I mean, it's basically a lighter blue, but still. So it's like we're going to be changing things, and like and we're not even going to have ropes on the ring anymore. Law says change the goddamn ropes. We're not even going to have ropes anymore. That's basically what it's going to be. WWE, they need to figure their shit out. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But yeah. All right. With that being said, we're gonna get the hell out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on OTB. Hit the like button on your way out. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, SeatGeek, for being a part of our family. Use the code OTB and checkout for $20 off your first purchase. Follow me on social media, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, at @PhillyMatt_. You guys can follow Nate at Nate the Great, basically everywhere, except for TikTok, which is Nathan Coleman 6. I almost said your backup again. But there you go. Follow them there. All the links are down in the description anyway. And if anything else doesn't have to be said, I think we can get the hell out of here and enjoy the rest of our Saturday mornings now, but I'm probably going to go to fuck to bed.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
uh,
I'm slowly falling asleep over here. So
we will see you either Monday for Monday Night Raw, but if not, we'll talk to you guys when we see you.
yep.
Peace.
Deuces.